Is it on, oh, okay. Oh, yes.
Here, let me pull that up for you.
Ah, that's Tim Bray. Put him on the spot.
Something's going on in here, in this section, so they're coming across the Dewing Highway, up 8 and over 36.
26.
26? Yep, you're right. Bit of a disruptive.
That is very disruptive.
So, anyway.
Okay, good morning. Welcome to the October 10th County Board meeting. Would you please join me for a Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? Good morning. Welcome to the October 10th County Board meeting. Would you please join me for a Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence?
Okay.
Okay. First thing on the agenda is open forum. I have a form here from Mark Olson. Would you please come forward?
Good morning, Mark Olson, 12336 Thompson Road. I have 3 reasons I come before you today, all to do with taxation. First is the double tax on Brainerd citizens by the county through the funding of the airport. On this issue, I am speaking for my 94-year-old mother who lives at 1901 Woodcrest. It was wrong when this was implemented years ago, and it is wrong today. Double taxing. There are 3 board members who should be opposed to this for sure because you have voters in your district who are affected by it, to say nothing that is just wrong. This should be an easy fix, and I would think and hope it would be a 5-0 vote when it comes and is brought back to the table. Plus, the board should be cutting the amount given to the airport anyway. Have any of you checked the bank statement lately? They are doing just fine. Second is it appears the HRA of the county is going to approve a $1 million loan with 0 interest to developers tonight. I talked at length last meeting about the HRA and how our tax dollars are spent. This is another example, in my opinion, of very poor fiscal responsibility. Third issue goes right along with the second with a little twist. HRA funding is set now at $748,000 and some change for next year. You can raise it, but you can't, you can lower it, but you can't raise it up. There are 3 funds, the management fund, the trust fund, and I'm assuming the trust fund money is the same as last year, $400,000. As I stated last time, the HRA is a quasi-government agency with a nonprofit attached to it. With no accountability to the voters, I suggest you hold all trust fund monies within the HRA, then take a look at it next year. So in closing, those are the 3 items, and I believe they're pretty easily fixed. I'm sure I got a couple minutes. I would like to thank the Lord and pray for the peace of Jerusalem in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, review and approval.
Anybody else?
Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Come up to the microphone. State your name and address for the record.
Hello, my name is Deborah Wynn from Crosby, Minnesota, 806 Pine Street. I'm here to talk about the public transportation that was taken away from us. I don't know if anyone else has come here to speak about it, but I am hoping that you are working on something to replace it. It has really been an inconvenience for me and others. I think you're aware that whoever is the owner of Jefferson Bus Company, I can't remember their names right now. Anyway, we're awarded the contract for the public transportation system here in Crow Wing County. And they say because of funding taken away from them after the COVID monies ended, that they're no longer able to service our area. Anyway, it's been a real hardship. I would hope that you could find something to help us over there. I'm going to try to get on the agenda next time to speak more with you about it, and maybe you could do a little research in between now and then. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak? Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak? Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak? Okay, third time. Review and approval of the minutes of September 26th.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Hoag. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Review and approve today's agenda.
Madam Chair, we have one item to add under the Land Services Report for the Natural Resources Block Grant Agreement authorization. It's on your table in front of you. I would propose that we would add it as item 6.6.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I would so move to approve the agenda with the addition.
All right, is there a
Second.
motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Hoag? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda.
Madam Chair, I do have a question on the consent agenda before a motion, if it's okay. I don't know if the county engineer knows the answer to this or knows what's going on. I see there's a cooperative agreement with the Minnesota Department of Transportation, and it looks like there's going to be a detour through my district on County Road 8, 2, and 8, and 26, and just wondering what's going on. I think that's going to actually put a high volume of traffic on a county road, which I'm sure that I will be hearing from my constituents about, and I want to be able to give them an answer of what's going on.
This is a Commissioner Coring, Madam Chair, Commissioner Coring. This is a snapshot from MnDOT website for District 3 here, the Transportation Department. And it's included in your packet because we have cost participation in signal light there. I don't have the full scope of their project. It is a MnDOT project, and I actually have to get back to you on the detour and how long that will be. It does indicate there that the road in blue, which is CSAH 2 and CSAH 8 and CSAH 26, will be proposed detour for that. When we do have, we'll have a detour agreement coming that you will be able to review and sign, and so I have not received that yet. So I'll ask for that and maybe come at the next board or share it with you. And in it, it will talk about the duration of that and maybe even the timing of it.
I guess I'd like...
So I don't know the answer right now, but I can get the information. And a detour agreement, just for a reminder, is they use our roads, they pay us for a portion of that, and it actually is an agreement that comes before this board to consider when they need to use our roadways. And so this project is scheduled for next year, so I'd expect to see that really shortly, actually.
So, Madam Chair, I guess I would like to know, because it has a lot of repercussions. It has a lot of traffic. I don't know if there's a lot of heavy truck traffic, but 8 has just been repaved. 26 recently has been repaved, and I just don't want the hell pounded out of it with a bunch of heavy truck traffic that's going to... I guess we probably don't have any choice on this, but I guess I'd like to know more so I can report back to my constituents.
Right,
Appreciate
just
that.
referring to this, Commissioner Coring, it talks detour for pipe work. And so it might be very limited for just a few days when they're
Okay.
doing a centerline culvert where they just cannot work around it.
Sure.
We'll know more about that when we get the detour agreement, but I'm
Okay.
hoping it's minimally
So,
invasive.
Madam Chair, so then what is this agreement that we have on the consent agenda for today then? Just this map?
No, in my version of the pack, you have a resolution and an agreement with MnDOT to cost share on a set of 2 overhead lights at County Road 138 there. And so it's an agreement to participate
Okay.
up to $11,000 for that system. Because it is shared with the state system and then our county road system.
And Madam Chair, if I can ask another question, so why is lighting, what prompted lighting at 138?
I believe there was some, I'd have to go look back in the correspondence. I believe there were some questions about adding that. There's the other connections, 26, 2, and some of the other county road connections have lighting, overhead lighting. And as we've done in other areas, that it's a safety improvement that for nighttime driving, of course,
Okay.
the 169 corridor along the lake has long been a problem for crashes and things like that. So
Right.
anything to improve safety.
Okay. Thank you. Madam Chair, if there's no other questions on the consent agenda, I would so move the consent agenda be approved by the county board.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Hoag. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, Land Services. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. So I have 6 items for your consideration this morning. The first item is a land use map amendment request. And this is a request to amend the land use map from ag forested to RR 2.5 involving approximately 29 acres. This is located in section 32 of Ideal Township. The parcel numbers in question are 6832-0507 and 6832-0508. And if we take a look here at the zoning, what we've got here, this is just north of Breezy Point. Could we go back to the bigger map? Yeah, one more back. Okay, I guess 2 more forward, then maybe it's the last map. There it is. Just to maybe just give you an idea of where we're at. So this is 16 here, and then you come across Wild Acres, right across here, Wild Acres Road. And so this is Pat Ebnett's property where he does processing of ducks and pheasants and all that sort of stuff for his business. And now he's just requesting this to be rezoned from the ag forested to the RR 2.5. This was the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment met on September 21st of 2023 and reviewed the request, and they unanimously recommended approving the land use map amendment from ag forested to RR 2.5 involving approximately 20 acres based on the finding of fact that is part of your packet this morning. Staff have also reviewed the request and concur with the Planning Commission recommendation to approve. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Chris?
I'll make a motion to approve then.
Motion by Commissioner Lubke. Is there a
Second.
second? Second by Commissioner Coring. There was no discussion, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. The next item we have is a request to approve the preliminary plat of Woodshire, consisting of 10 individual lots and 1 outlot. This is located in Section 18 of Lake Edward Township. The parcel number in question here is 73180537. This property is located on Clark Lake, which is a general development lake. Just a brief requirement of what needs to be done for this is that lot size minimums are 100 feet wide and 30,000 square feet of total lot area with 12,000 square feet of buildable area. All the lots in question here meet and exceed those minimums. Each lot has been tested for the availability for 2 septic systems to be located on it. This is a little bit interesting how the developers has put in restrictions that say lots 1 and 2 do not have riparian access to the lake. They will have, the public access is down here, and so there'll be a deed restriction on this that there'll be no access out here. That was in concurrence with the DNR. They had requested that because of this is a very extent level of high vegetation, which is an important spawning area for Clark Lake, and so the DNR had requested that. They did request also that Lot 3 be restricted, but the Planning Commission determined that the dock location for this property would be up on the very north side here, so it'd be a very, and this is where the existing homestead is now, and this is where the dock has been for years, and so there's a cleared out spot of vegetation already going, so they didn't feel that it was a need to be restricted there. This road that you've got over here is an outlot, and they've worked with Lake Edward Township. It's going to be built up to the Lake Edward Road standards, but it will be privately maintained into the future. There could be possible public maintenance down the road, but right now it'll be privately maintained, but built to this township standards. So if they did want it to be taken over by the township, they would have those standards met. Again, the Planning Commission met on this back on September 21st of 2023. And after reviewing the file and the record, unanimously recommended approval of the preliminary plat of Woodshire consisting of 10 individual lots and 1 outlot based on the finding of fact in the board packet today. Staff has also reviewed the request and concur with the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment recommendation to approve as submitted. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Madam Chair, I have one. On Lot 3, is it actually going to be on the deed where that dock is going to be on the?
No.
It isn't. So
No.
they still could put it anywhere they want
Potentially,
on that
yeah.
lot.
Right, they could, yeah.
So that we don't have a way of restricting where it is. So they could put it all the way on the south end of the lot and go right through all that
They
vegetation.
could if they wanted to. Yep, they'd have to get a permit from the DNR to
They
remove
would have to get a
vegetation to do
permit
that.
from the
yeah.
DNR,
Yep.
okay.
Any vegetation removal up there, they'd be limited to 15
15
feet wide.
feet,
And
right,
they'd have to get a DNR permit if there's vegetation removal, but there's already vegetation cleared up in here from the use of it over the years,
It'd
so
be
it's
just normal.
the normal uses that they
Okay,
have. Yep.
okay. That's the only question I had on that.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve that plat.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Lubke, second by Commissioner Hoag. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We have next on the agenda 2 items in a row, but they're for the same request. We're looking for the first action needed would be to request the approval of the preliminary plat of Mississippi East, which is consisting of 5 individual lots. Can we zoom out a little bit on that? Thank you. This is located in section 24 of Wolford Township. It's located in parcels 95240553 and 95240567. The parcel is located on the Mississippi River, as you can see here. Road access will be coming off of County Road 30, so there'll be no road development needed for the plat. This falls under the regulations and requirements of the Mississippi Headwaters Board. And so the minimum lot size for on the Mississippi River is 5 acres and 300 feet wide. And so all of the lots meet or exceed those requirements here as far as that. If each lot has locations for septic on it, for 2 septic locations per parcel. The Planning Commission, the Board of Adjustment did meet on September 21st, 2023, and unanimously recommended, after reviewing the file and the facts, to recommend approval to the County Board the preliminary plat of Mississippi East, consisting of 5 lots, based on the finding of fact that you'll find in your board packet today. Staff have also reviewed the request and concur with the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment recommendation to approve it as submitted. Be happy to answer any questions.
Madam Chair, I would move the preliminary plat for the Mississippi East, it's the Eugene Foote Trust.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Hoag. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. The next action requested is to approve the final plat of Mississippi East and authorize the board chair to sign said plat. I do want to point out that because this is located within the jurisdiction of the Mississippi Headwaters Board, if it receives final approval today, the Headwaters Board has to also sign and this will be going to their next meeting to get their final approval on the plat as well. So there's one more step after this is to go to the Headwaters Board for final approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hoag, second by Commissioner Coring. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for that. The next item we have on the agenda is a request for an easement. Staff came at the July 18th committee of the whole meeting to discuss the location of this easement. This is located up in Section 13 of Timothy Township and Section 13 of the City of 50 Lakes. This is located off the old grade. I can't think of it. This thing never located. There it goes. Right there's the old grade. So there is an existing easement here that goes up, and then they follow up there. The request today is to use this existing easement also, and then the easement crosses over to here, and then there's an existing easement down here also that's available, and they're going to cross here. So, Courtney, if we could go down and show me there should be or Tim, there should be a map, I think. Yeah, so could we zoom in on that just a little bit? Yeah, I think is it possible to zoom in on that? Can we just get a little, no, can we zoom in on that one? Yep, just a little bit. So you can see from here that this is where they're going to be entering. You can see the existing roadway here. And what they'll be doing is coming to that point, and then they'll go across to get access to the north side of this parcel. And then they would follow down this, and then they would come across to get to the south side of this parcel. The reason that we need to give them the two easements is because of due to the fact that there's this public water wetland. They're not able to cross this with just one easement either from the north or the south. This is for parcel numbers 92130503, 92130500, 22180506, and 22180505. The cost of this easement is $5,400, and based on the information that we've got the legal description all drawn up, and everything's been prepared, and we just are asking for approval of that easement this morning. Be happy to answer any questions.
Madam Chair, I have a question. Was there a trail already there and they're just getting it into an easement?
Right, so there is an easement that is here right now for this landowner up to the north. They come here and then they go north that way. And so we're following the existing easement to here, and then we're going to continue to here to give them access to the north side of that parcel. And then there's an existing easement to the south that goes down here, and then they're going to cut across here to the east, and then they're going to be able to get access to this parcel down here. So the new trail will be from here to here.
Right.
And from here to here, but these otherwise are all existing easements and already cleared and open, so there'll be minimal disturbance.
They've been already using it, I think, haven't they?
Right, and this is just to
This is
provide
just to
them.
firm it up and make sure that there is.
Yeah, it gives them actual permanent deeded access, they'll have permanent access, so legal access to the property, so that way if they ever were to need to transfer property, that the people who were purchasing it, or if they ever needed to get a mortgage for, a loan for something, they would need to have legal access to those two parcels. So what we try to do is just minimize the disturbance on the county land by using existing roadways already there, and then just having two small easements off to the east, north, and south to get access to those properties.
Just a question, just a curiosity question, Madam Chair. So then when the easement is not specifically given to some person, it's to that property.
Correct, it's a
So then
perpetual
when
easement.
Whoever,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah, future ownership that'll stay on the deed with a perpetual easement on their property.
And Madam Chair, the easement is public use, correct? Or is it an easement just for that property and just for that owner of that
The
property?
easement is for them to gain access, but it does not preclude somebody from, so I mean, if somebody were to want to come out here with a four-wheeler, they could definitely hop on that and come down south and definitely
Go to
use
that
it.
property line and have to stop because
Yeah, they couldn't go on the property, couldn't trespass, but yep,
they're
there's
not
nothing
going
that
to put
would.
a sign on the old grade and say private road.
Nope, there's no signage out there that would preclude anybody from using that part. They just have legal access to use that 33-foot wide easement to gain access to their properties.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Hearing none, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Trail Properties easement request.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Lubke, second by Commissioner Hoag. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. The last item I have today is to authorize the Environmental Services Manager to be the authorized representative and the board chair to sign the grant agreement as presented from the Board of Water and Soil Resources. This is our allocation for fiscal year 24 and 25 of the funds that we get from the state to help cover some of the costs of the activities that we do on the behalf of the state. So we get funds for water planning, for the Wetland Conservation Act, shoreland, for our shoreline ordinance, and for our septic system ordinance as well. So that's what is before you today, and I'd be happy to answer any questions about that, but I'd recommend approval as submitted.
Any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hoag, second by Commissioner Coring. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Amy? Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair and Commissioners. I am here today to look for approval for a union labor contract with the Assistant County Attorneys. This represents 10 employees. They are an essential unit here at the county. It was not a lot of changes in their contract here. So with the 10 employees, they did agree to the market aligned with the county pay plan. And all their pay matrices for 24, 25, and 26, and they are on the county insurance plans as well. Some of the key recognitions is the Juneteenth, the Christmas Eve full paid holiday, and it is a 3-year contract, and then we continue just to do some contract language cleanup and stuff in there. On the wage settlement piece of it, in 2023, 6% movement within the range, 2.5% movement within the range for 24 and 25. Are there any questions?
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Hoag. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
County Sheriff?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I don't have a lot to report to you today, but we've been very busy this time of year for us for training purposes. We had a lot of training that we need to get done by the end of the year, so all our mandatory training, that is. And so the guys been quite busy with that. And then we have the other holiday, deer hunting. And we can find nobody to work during that time, so I'll probably be working the road as well, covering those shifts, because everybody's a deer hunter. So it's a busy time of the year for us, and of course then we get into Christmas, and it's always a battle this time of year for us. The drug activity, obviously, as you've probably heard on the radio and maybe our Facebook page as well, it continues to be a high priority for us. Everything from marijuana all the way up to fentanyl is still a high priority for us, and we're going to continue to go after those folks that are breaking the law by utilizing that. And I really appreciate the passing of the ordinance for the marijuana public use. That is going to be a priority for us as well, because we don't want those egregious smells in our public areas as well. So let's see what else we have. That's probably about it. I can entertain any questions if you have anything. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sheriff, I see you're wearing brown today.
I am. We have training, and we have to be in full uniform for that training today, so I'll be out at the range practicing some of my shooting capabilities.
We're in favor of that.
Yes, yes, I'm excited about it as well. It's always fun when you can shoot at targets.
Nicely said.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Is the county attorney online? Okay, county administrator.
Madam Chair, yesterday we had a senior management team meeting scheduled. We didn't have agenda items. We don't meet if we don't have agenda items. I'm happy to answer questions about anything related to county government.
Anyone? Okay. Hearing none, no additional business. Can I?
Well, Madam Chair, just one other thing, if I may. I just wanted to report to the board that I was sitting by my phone all weekend expecting a call from former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, probably wanting to know how you move on after you've been kicked out as the chair. And I thought he was maybe going to look for some advice from me, but the call did not come in. But if I would have given him some advice, it would have been that you just kind of keep your head up and keep working for your constituents. So I just wanted to report that to the board.
Well,
with
thank
that-
you for that.
With that, a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Hoag. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And he's serious about that, too.